Okay, so I've taken this and I've given it a reasonably good sanding. I did about half an hour, I guess. I got into all the little nooks and crannies there. I've given it a good sanding, and for the most part, it's looking pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this stuff, which is a multi-purpose filler. Spack filler is what it's commonly known over here. It's a bit like plaster of Paris. And I put a little bit of water in it, and I use an old brush, and I just mix it around in there. And what you want to do is just apply it reasonably thin over the entire thing. Don't go too hard on it, you really don't need to. Just make sure you get it in everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, I mean everywhere. You want to get it into the little bits in there. If you want to go a little heavy-handed, you can, but realistically speaking, if you've given it a good sandpapering, then this should be reasonably light. It's just maybe fill in those tiny little gaps you've maybe missed somewhere along the way. And trust me, I've been doing this so many times, and you always find that every now and again you just find that spot, and it's like, how did I miss that? This bit under here, this is going to be, the gun's going to be facing that way, so this is going to be at the back. So I tend to go a little bit harder here because it's a little bit rougher, and you just want to smooth it all out. Now, unfortunately, there's going to be a bit that's going to be missing because you have to hold it while you're doing it. So this top bit, I can't spack fill. I'll have to come back in a couple of hours and do it again, but that's perfectly fine. The biggest screw up, I guess you could do, is rush, and I have been down that road so many times. I've just rushed things along. Oh, that'll be good enough. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then later on, I'm going, oh, I really wish I would have taken my time with that. Really wish I could have done this a bit better. Wish I could have done that a bit better. And, you know, by then it's too late because, you know, you're at the painting process and you've got all these gaps and bits and pieces and so forth. And that's my fault, and I have learned many times from that mistake. So give it a good dosing over. Like I said, don't go the full Monty, don't go too hard. It's been sanded quite nicely. Now, if this was a lot more rougher, for whatever reason, like under here, I would have given it a far heavier dose. But I've sanded it really well. I've given it, you know, a fair whack with the 240 and the 600. So now it's just more of a case of the nooks and crannies. Now, pay attention here. You got these little side bits. They can be a problem. So always make sure you get both sides coated, because you don't want to be halfway through sanding and then realize you've got to do this entire process again because you've missed a side. So just get it in there. Now these brushes will just wash out in water with the spack filler. Give it a good soaking. Do not under any circumstances mix these brushes with painting brushes. Otherwise you'll get these sorts of fibers and so forth onto your painting brushes, and your painting brushes are pretty much stuffed. Once again, found that out the hard way. So there we go. I will leave this to dry overnight. It is summer over here, so it is quite hot. So that might be ready in, I don't know, 6 hours. But I always like to play it safe and give it 12, 24. I mean, I've always got other things to do, realistically speaking. So, you know, I can put it aside and come back to it in a couple of days, and you know, it'll be dry, or if need be, I can come back tomorrow and show you how to sand this down. Of course, if you've got any questions about anything I'm doing here, just ask. This again is a multi-purpose filler. It's about $8 from Bunnings, that's in Australia. I think it's got other names around the world, but I really don't know what they are. And it's really good stuff. I've been using it for quite some time. It's just like a little go-between between the spray putty and the sanding process. This just makes it just that little bit extra cherry nice. So when you put the spray putty on, most of your work is done. All right, once again, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm here. Created by Chaos, out.